Hey y'all, what's up? I'm Nina and I'm here today to share with you my 5 signs that you're not ready for locks. Now, if any of these apply to you, it doesn't mean that you should just totally give up, on getting locks, but they're just some things that you want to keep in mind because it's definitely an investment. It takes time, it can take money, energy, all of that, and you just want to make sure that you're making the best choice for yourself. And let's go ahead and get started. So the first sign that you're not ready to start locks is that you're a product junkie and you're not willing to give that up. Products are fun, all the different scents, all the different packaging, all the different promises that they make for your hair. And especially when you go to hair shows, it's really exciting, like to get a bag full of things and to just try things out.
When you have locks, that's not gonna cut it.
There's just more chances for thick conditioners and leave-ins and gels to leave that residue in your hair. And that just turns to gunk and it attracts lint and it's just not a good look. Number 2, you're overly self-conscious. I don't believe in an ugly stage, but I do believe in an uncomfortable stage. And this is where your hair is in transition and it's still not fully locked, but it's also, it's not smooth. It'll be very frizzy. It's just not laying the way you want it to lay. I think it's very important that you embrace this part of the process and don't run from it. When I was starting, I did feel a little bit self-conscious because I have a huge forehead and I felt like everything was just on display. You can try wearing wigs, but I've noticed just in my experience that people who put wigs over their locks tend to not even start their journey. They end up taking their locks down. And the more wigs and things that you put in your hair, that's just more chances for your locks to be unraveled. Another thing is some people won't like your hair. And this really depends on your geography, it depends on your family. There's still a lot of stigma towards locks, unfortunately. There's this idea that they're dirty, that they're unkempt, and that is just, not the case. I'm fortunate to live in an area where locks are very accepted and they're pretty much the norm. You have to be willing to, stand in your decision, know that it's going to be tough some days, but that you're gonna have a beautiful result at the end of all that. Number 3, you're impatient.
Locks take time. It is a process.
There is no magic solution, there is no magic bullet, there is no magic locking gel. One of my favorite YouTubers who talks about locks is Keisha Charmaine. She said that you're not waiting during that time, you're living during this time. It's very important to remember that. If you're not willing to do that and you just want to mess with things, don't even waste your time getting started. Number 4, you have a certain result in mind. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with having inspirations. Maybe you have a Pinterest board, maybe you have some saved Instagram posts, but the reality is that your locks and your journey, it's not going to be like anybody else's. It all depends on your hair texture. It also depends on things like hormones, any systemic issues. I have iron deficiency anemia and I take supplements for it, but it does make my hair pretty brittle. So I know when I'm looking at folks, I'm never gonna have locks that start all the way up here. That's just not how my hair is. So you wanna be aware of what your hair type is and just be realistic about your expectations. The last sign that you might not be ready for locks
is if you're super high maintenance.
If you always need to manipulate your hair, you always gotta change the color, you always gotta be retwisted to the gods, that can affect your hair's health and the length of your lock journey. So what happens is that you'll spend a lot of time correcting and overcorrecting that damage. And then you'll find yourself in the bathroom having a meltdown because you ruined your hair and it took you a year and a half to grow your locks. Keep your hands off. I know it's really tempting to touch your hair. Like I have to remind myself not to touch my hair sometimes because I like how it feels. I think the key with locks is, it's a paradox, you have to relax in order to have locks. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have any questions about locks, if you're thinking about starting them. And until next time, thank you for watching.